Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel, secrets shared here, and tonight's confession is as follows. Please, I beg you, don't judge me. If you've never stared hunger in the face or watched your child cough blood in a hospital that demanded a deposit before touching him, you wouldn't understand what drove me to where I am today. I am a man in my early 40s. My name doesn't matter. Just know that I am a man who made a deal with darkness and is now living in torment. I grew up in the streets of Aba, Nigeria, firstborn of 5 children. My father died when I was 14, electrocuted while trying to fix our neighbor's faulty wire just to earn 500 naira. My mother did her best, frying akara by the roadside, but we barely survived. I struggled, hustled, did everything, sold second-hand clothes, worked as a conductor, even hawked bitter leaf in traffic. One evening, a friend I hadn't seen in 10 years, Uzo, came to my shop. He wore expensive perfume, clean kaftan, gold wristwatch. He bought items without pricing. I asked him what he did for a living, and he just laughed and said, "My brother, if I tell you, you won't believe." I believed. That is why 2 weeks later, I followed Uzo to a compound deep in Suka. What I saw there, I've never told anyone until now. That place, it wasn't normal. They called themselves by some weird name. There was no cross, no Bible, no shrine, just darkness and silence. A circle of men in red wrappers and a man in the middle dressed in all red and black, glowing eyes. They asked me one question, if I was ready to give, to receive. I said yes, without even thinking about it. I was tired of suffering, and I had to think of my wife and kids too. That night, I took an oath. They gave me a ring, simple, but heavy with heat, like it was alive. They gave me instructions. Don't wear black on Tuesdays. Never let the ring fall into water. Never speak the name of our God, whose name I will not disclose after midnight. And every 3 years, I must give something valuable to prove my loyalty. For the first year, I flourished. I got a container from China, started importing electronics, rented a duplex. My wife thought it was from a loan. I smiled and let her believe it. She prayed for me daily, not knowing who was really blessing me. But it started with the dreams. First, it was my late father, standing by my window every night, not saying a word, just staring. Then my son, who began talking to himself and laughing at nothing. My wife found feathers under our bed, real black feathers. Where were they coming from? All these strange occurrences. I went back to the society. They told me it was time. They said 3 years have passed and I have to offer a soul. When I asked them whose, they told me whoever I loved the most. I knew instantly who it was. My daughter Adeze. My only daughter. She was 8 years old, always wrapping her tiny arms around my neck, telling me she would buy me a car one day. They wanted her. I couldn't do it. I refused. Since that day, my life has been a horror movie. Every mirror in my house now shows something different. I look into anything made of glass and I see a forest with vultures flying in circles. At 2 a.m. every morning, someone knocks by my door 3 times. No one is ever there. And the strangest thing, whenever we decide to ignore the knocks, they continue. My wife believes it is village witchcraft. She is still praying. Last week, my wife said she saw me standing at the edge of our bed, staring at her. But I was asleep beside her. She screamed. I woke up in a cold sweat. When I burned the ring, it came back in my wardrobe the next day. Someone referred me to one church, but I was taken aback when I realized the pastor of this same church was an uncle to one of my friends in the secret society. I remembered him very well, but I had no idea he was a pastor. With a pastor like him, There was no hope for me. It was when I was in my car that I recognized him. I went back home. I'm losing my mind. I can't sleep. I went to my village to confess to the elders. They told me to never return, that I brought curses with me. I wish money could buy peace. And the worst part, the cult members are still calling. In my dreams, on my phone, at times I get missed calls from numbers with 13 digits. Sometimes I only hear breathing on the other hand and no sound. I don't know what to do anymore. If you're watching or listening to this, please, I beg you, don't end with the rich too quickly. Some of us are bleeding behind Gucci belts. Some of us sold our soul for a bag of rice, and now we can't sleep. If I could turn back time, I would have chosen poverty. I would have chosen peace. Now I'm trapped between the physical and the spiritual, and my time is running out. Pray for me if prayers still work. To this man who has sent this confession, wherever you are, just know that hope still exists for redemption in the eternal peace. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Until next time.